Hi there, Sharon here with Creating with Sharon. I'm going to be doing my third card in the series of beautiful moments. So my first card I used this one here, second one I used this one, and today I'm going to use this one here. So let me just show you the cards that I did make. So this is the first one, and I did that with watercolors, and this one, and this was done with my blends. And then this one here, this is a silhouette, so we're going to do this one here and this one. Okay, so the colors I'm going to use for this, for doing the sunset in the background here, is I'm going to use my Pineapple Punch. This one is Pumpkin Pie, and then this one here is Melon Mambo. I'm going to use these blend brush, and I picked these brushes up at the dollar store for a couple of dollars. So my card base is Granny Apple Green, and it's 5.5 by 8.5, and I scored it at 4 1/4. I'm just going to burnish it with my embossing, my foam folder. Then I have a piece of a matte, which is black, which is 5 1/4 by 4, and that's going to fit just like that. And then I have a piece of white cardstock, which was where I'm going to put the image, which is 5 by 3 3/4. So I have a piece of repositional or masking paper here that I picked up online. Unfortunately, we don't sell it at Stampin' Up. So I already punched it out, and I punched out using the 1.5 inch punch, and that's going to be like my sun. I'm just going to put it right about there. Okay, make sure that's down. Put the sky out of the way. So I'm going to start off with my Pineapple Punch. One of the cards I did start out using the Daffodil Delight, but I didn't find it was bright enough. Does that make sense? So ink on my brush in a circular motion. I'm going to just lightly, and then very lightly, go around here. This is going to be the sun, obviously. I'll go around like that, very lightly. And it's best to go on lightly and then work up. It's better to add than, because you can't take away. Once it's too much there, you can't take it away. And I'm going to pull it out a little bit further every time I go around. So you want it basically nice and dark around the sun, and then lighter and around the edges, because that's where you're going to pull in your pumpkin pie. Is that right there? I'm going to just do one more round, and then I'll move on to the paper pumpkin, the pumpkin pie. So just like that. There, looks great. I'm just going to leave a little bit on there before, because I'm going to show you what I'm going to do later. Put that one away, and I'm going to bring in my pumpkin pie. And there again. And I like to just take a little bit off, because I don't want any, here I am, sort of spots on the, and just go around the yellow, and make sure you overlap, because then that gives it a nice soft blending effect on that. And let's just do this again. And around just like that. Look at that, gorgeous, working beautifully. Now you can do it as light or as dark as you like. It's entirely up to you. It's your card. I'm just going to do it like this. And now I'm going to bring in my Melon Mambo. A little tough there for me. And then do the same thing. Ink it up and take a little bit off, and just go around the edges. Blend it all in. So this actually reminds me of Hawaii. I don't know why, maybe because I pulled in the palm trees. But it could be just about anywhere. It could be Mexico, it could be Costa Rica, LA, Southern California, Florida. But I'm just gonna make sure that I don't have any white showing. So just with the melon mambo, there we go. A little bit of white up there. I'm just gonna put a little bit more on this side to even out the colors. Well, like I said, it's your card. You can do it any way you wish. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take out, oops, sorry, touch that. Take out the sun. Just lightly get under. Is that easy? Look how stark that is. That's pretty bright, right? So now what I'm gonna do, because I just a little bit on my pineapple punch. I'm just gonna take it in just to soften it up a bit. And then you just a tad more. It wasn't quite enough. I don't want it to blend in to there we go, perfect. There we are. Okay, so now I'm just going to put everything away here. Now I'm going to bring in my image. I'm going to bring in 2 girl images and just ink that up. I'm going to use my momentum for this one. My memento. And I'm just going to take it off. And so their feet are not going to be on the in the image at all. So now I'm going to bring in my black write and mark, and I'm going to color. And I found if you do in a circular motion, there's a good chance you won't have to go around it twice. You want to make sure you color in all the colored spots. So you want to make it black, right? You want to make it look like a silhouette. And I find, like I said, I found it going in a circular motion colored it in really well. Yes. Does take a little bit of time, but it's me time, right? A nice relaxing time to do what you love to do the best. There we go. And I found with this one, I did my coloring and then I went back again because you'll see some spots when I guess when it dries. But whatever works for you, I just find this works best for me. There we go. And then around the edges. There we are. And then just quickly color in her legs. This is where I found that it was lighter. It was around the edges where it was when I used the memento ink. Around the edges, as I found that's where it had lightened up a bit for me. So now I'm just going to color in a little girl. Same thing, circular motion all the way around. is a little girl looking up to her mom or her older sister or her niece and auntie. There we go, almost done. But you could definitely take this, do your bases, and then from the TV set when husbands watch the hockey game or football. No football right now. There is soccer though. And color it in. Yeah, talking about soccer, Christine Sinclair, Canadian. The most international goals in all of women's soccer, which is fantastic. I did get to see her play. We were in Edmonton, and when we lived in Cold Lake, I think the women were there. Got to see them play. Okay, so now I'm going to bring in the palm trees, and I'm going to ink them up with my Memento ink. Actually, there's lots of ink on them. And then I'm just going to position these guys right about here. And it's okay to stamp off too. I mean, it just does, to me that gives it a gorgeous effect when you stamp off an image. And then there we go. And then I'm going to bring in the seagulls, and I'm going to throw a couple seagulls in there. So maybe a couple here. I'm going to stamp some off. And then right there, I guess. Right now it's already done. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I have a scrap piece of paper. This is, I think, 1 inch by, I think it's 1 inch. Yeah, 1 inch by 5. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tear it towards me. So it's going to start from here and then go this way. So I'm just tearing it towards me. And then every so often I'm going to take it down. And when I get closer to the little girl, I'm going to take it down a little bit further so it doesn't look like the sand is way up on her legs. And there we go, perfect. And then just bring it on all the way through. And you, like I said, you want to tear it towards you. You want a rough edge. There we go. So now I'm going to bring in my Tombow glue. I'm going to glue that onto, just put up here. There we go. So I'm going to just take it and put it right into the corner. You see the corner right there? Put it right into the corner like that. And bring it on. There we go. I like to flip it over to make sure that I don't have any. And then I'm going to bring in my black marker. Oh, see that right there? I'm going to push that down. And that's one thing I like about Tombow, is that you can move it around. And then I'm just going to take my black ink and just go around the edges to hide any of the pink. And then do it on the edge too, because this is going to go onto black, right? There we go. And you can see I'm going to go in and do some more coloring because it's not as solid as I like, but I'm not going to do it in front of you guys. I'll just do it later. I just gave you just an idea on that. Now I'm going to glue this onto the black. Just a little bit around the edges. And put that into the center of that. And then I'm going to take this and put more glue onto the back. Make sure put center this one. There we go. Now I'm going to bring in my sentiment, which is I'm here for you. So bring in a scrap piece of white paper. Now you can fussy cut this out or you can punch it. I'm going to punch it out and then I'll just cut off the edges. There we go. And I'm just going to bring in a punch, put it into the center, because I'm going to leave this square. I'm not going to have any fancy edges on this one. And bring in my scissors and then just trim that and that. And then I'll bring in my mini dimensionals. These work the best for the nice small piece of cardstock. So 1, 2, and then I'm just going to just put it right there. There you go. So 3 cards using 1 stamp set. So I used the Beautiful Moments, and I used this one here for this card right here. And then I used the 2 little girls for this one. And then I used the girl in the meadow with that one right there. So this is done with pencil crayons. This one is done with blends, and that is a silhouette. And with some blending of the inks. And there you are. Well, thanks so much for joining me. I greatly appreciate it. I'd love it if you would leave a comment. It would be greatly appreciated. If you have any questions, please let me know. I will get back to you as soon as I can, which usually is the same day. I try to anyway. Well, I'm going to leave you now. So again, thanks so much for joining me. Greatly appreciated. And we'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you. See ya. Bye.